high 70s, sunny. That's right. Not a rainy day.
A minute late. All set.
You all set?
Mhm.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Mayer and I am counsel to the Broome County Industrial Development Agency. The agency is conducting this hearing pursuant to General Municipal Law 859A to seek public comment on an application for financial assistance that has been submitted by Crowley Factory Lofts LLC in connection with the renovation and equipping of property located at 135 Conklin Ave in the city of Binghamton, county of Broome, and state of New York. The property located at 149 Conklin Ave in the city of Binghamton, county of Broome, and state of New York to be used as a mixed-use development building consisting of 10,000 plus or minus square feet of commercial storefront, 14,000 square feet plus or minus for 59 parking spaces and storage, and 44,433 plus or minus square feet for 48 residential upper floor apartments. The acceptance of the filing by the agency does not infer any position on the approval or disapproval of the financial assistance requested. No position will be taken by the agency until this public hearing is concluded. A copy of the application, along with the cost benefit analysis prepared by the agency, is available for your review at the offices of the agency during regular business hours. Notice of this hearing was published in the Press and Sun Bulletin on July 26, 2023. I request that each person wishing to speak state his or her name, and if you're speaking on behalf of an entity or organization, please identify that entity or organization. Please limit your remarks to 5 minutes. The hearing will remain open until all public comment is concluded. First, I'm going to ask Brendan Byrne, I was going to say executive director, but not yet. From the agency to explain the tax benefits that have been requested by Crowley Factory Lofts LLC.
Thank you, Joe. I'm Brendan O'Brien, Director of Community and Economic Development with the agency. You're here, like Joe said, to discuss the public hearing. The 73,000 square foot former Crowley Dairy Company building with waterfront views of the Susquehanna River was built in the early 1900s. In 2004, HP Hood Dairy Company purchased the building and operated it until 2012. In 2013, the building was purchased by Mountain Fresh Dairy. After a failed attempt to revive the plant, the building has sat idle since 2017. Crowley Factory Lofts LLC will redevelop this site into a mixed-use development with 48 housing units and 59 parking spaces. The project, located at 149 and 135 Conklin Avenue in the city of Binghamton, will restore the waterfront building's second and third floors with 1 and 2 bedroom market rate housing units with square footage of approximately 44,433. The ground floor will be a flexible commercial space with approximately 10,000 square feet and an additional 14,000 square feet for parking and storage. The project will provide much needed housing for young professionals and families and eliminate a source of blight on the city's South Side Conklin Avenue neighborhood. Crowley Factory Lofts LLC is seeking a 20-year standard housing pilot, requesting a property tax exemption in an amount not to exceed $2,046,281, a sales and use tax exemption not exceeding $301,114, and a mortgage recording tax exemption in an amount of $67,424. The Binghamton City School District will receive $1,555,728 of new tax revenue over the life of the pilot. Broome County will receive $319,410 of new tax revenue over the life of the pilot, and the city of Binghamton will receive $1,405,582 in new tax revenue over the life of the pilot. This project will create 5 new jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. I'm now going to request comment from the public, and as I mentioned earlier, if you're going to speak on behalf of an entity or organization, please identify that organization. Does anyone wish to speak?
I'm here representing the developer.
Okay. And you signed into the?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right, well, I'll let the record reflect that it is. I wish I could see all the way to the wall to see that clock, but I can't. That it's now 5:07 and a little break from our ordinary procedure. I'm gonna keep the hearing open until 5:50. If no one shows up, then we'll draw it to a conclusion.
I can have an early dinner.
Yes, absolutely.
We all can.
We all can, is right. And maybe we'll beat the tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for the record, but what's your name?
Patrick Van Putty. Patrick Van Putty.
Van Putty, okay. Are you local, Patrick?
I am.
Okay, and the group Crowley Foods, I mean, obviously it's a local name.
So it's John Perchinsky and myself. John's a
okay.
local developer.
Yep,
And
Yep.
I am one of those individuals been in the community for about 30 years.
okay.
Was the CFO at Miller Aviation. Remember that name years ago?
Oh, sure, up at the airport, yeah.
And the CFO at Cleaner Supply owned by Jeff Shapiro.
Yes,
And
over on
now-
North Street.
Yeah, yeah, and now I own several businesses downstate, consulting firms,
Okay,
and I own Park Manor Wine Spirits, which is a liquor store in Edmond, and my wife owns Downtown Discount Liquors, which is on the corner of Court and Water Street.
okay. Are the Shapiros still involved at all on North Street?
The only
I think
thing
they have real estate.
they do, they have real estate, and I still think they own the wedding dress preservation company,
Yes,
but that's it. The rest of it, Michael and his family sold.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah, and then obviously I dealt with Jeff Shapiro for several years,
yep,
and now he's a customer.
probably a cause.
Small, it's a small. It's a small city.
Yes. Well, I'm just around the corner from the Shapiro.
Okay,
It's on
Yeah.
Monroe and Madison.
sure. Yeah, we live on the south side of Binghamton. Over, my wife teaches at MacArthur.
Oh, do you?
Elementary school
Okay,
for 31 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sounds like a retirement check is coming. So, my wife's a retired teacher.
18, she reminds me all the time, it's not years now, it's 18 more months of work,
Yeah,
and I'm going to
because I'm
retire.
not gonna count the holidays and I'm not gonna count the summers. It's 18 more months. I have to be 55, so 2 more years and I'll be done.
Have you done your full stint at MacArthur?
Yes,
Oh, good.
yes,
So you went through the flood and everything.
Yeah.
sure did. Yeah,
That was a heck of a.
right when I graduated college, I got a job. I was fortunate to get a job at MacArthur. I taught pre-K, I taught first grade, and I've been in kindergarten for probably 29 years.
Wow. That was, who's the, Zer, was he still?
Randy.
Randy Zer.
Randy Zer.
I had Mike Malamed, I had
Yep.
Randy Zer, I had Maria MacGyver.
I went to high school with Mike. Moore.
Oh, you did?
That's how old I am.
He was such a wonderful man, very kind.
Yeah, he was, I remember him as a very good student
Aw,
in school. He was a good guy.
yeah.
All right, we're back on the record at 5:15, and I see we've had no one else appear and no one else requesting to speak. So I am going to call this hearing to a conclusion. I'm going to request that our reporter place upon the record of these proceedings the notice of public hearing, the affidavit of publication, the letter sent to the taxing authorities with the certified mail green cards, informing them of the public hearing and providing them with a copy of the notice, the affidavit of mailing and the affidavit of posting. Kevin, I think the only one we may not have given you yet is the affidavit of publication, and we didn't receive it till later this afternoon, so I'll make sure the office has it in the morning. That said, I'm going to draw this matter to a conclusion. Thank you for coming, and
You're welcome.
obviously thank the agency staff and the sine qua non of the hearing, our reporter. Thank you all.
Thank you.